Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am George Bazingai, writer of a few songs for MS Paint Adventures, as well as a song for Spelunky. So a few songs for Spelunky. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. I only think of that first level song, but I did write the credits music and the title sequence and all that. Anyway, I'm going to go over really quickly how I write a song, because I felt I don't know, someone might be on the internet be interested in this, and I don't exactly have much time to do this because I want to keep this video down as low as I can go with yeah, I'm just taking up time going memory wise. However, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case because this video is getting really large really quickly, so let's get it out of the way. This song is actually based on the music that plays on the 3DS if you are in the settings menu. I thought the settings menu music was really ambient and really cool, and I was like, I want to kind of do a remix of that, so let me just work on that. So this is I'm saying right now, I'm not going to play the music from the original. I could, well, actually, let me see if I can get to it real quick on my DS, and you can hear a bit of it so you can know what I'm talking about. A minute and 30 seconds into the video and I'm already... Alright, so if you go into the system settings on the DS, it'll play a certain song. Okay, that's all I'm going to play. If you want, go into your system settings on your own 3DS and check it out. I like the song, so I decided that I was going to do a little bit of a thing on it. And here is, I started with these two instruments here. I'm going to put them up together. The first instrument is the driving bass line in the background. I did that first, so it's... Now, I know I kind of went on I only really used the chord structure because I like the theme of it, so I didn't, you know, do a literal remix or a literal PX Tone redo like I did with some other songs, but this one I just went with this. This is the second melody line I did. This is a weird one. If you're wearing headphones, if you have speakers on the front of your computer and they're close together, you will hear this sequence of this arpeggio the entire way. If you're wearing headphones, though, the way the panning works is the panning goes from ear to ear really rapidly. If you're wearing headphones and instead of listening with your speakers, for some reason the arpeggio becomes disconnected and weird sounding because of an optical illusion, however, audiological illusion, I guess, whatever you want to call it. I'm not good at this. So okay, now next thing I did is I usually write in the string section. This string section I'm going to move away from the other ones because this is actually a harmony string section. I didn't write this with the original string section. And this is a trumpet, so that'll go here. So the actual three strings here are our basic string section. So we'll activate those. I'm going to turn off the other melody for now so it goes with the bass line. So with that, I decided to add a few extra things. I added an extra string section, which is that harmony string section. And then I added a trumpet section, which I added it specifically to give more of the rising action to the song, I made it do like all the climbing in the song. So if you can't hear the trumpet section that well, I'll play it with just the bass line of the string. I like it. I should add actually, let me do that now. Some portamento to the end of that so it doesn't sound so stiff. Yep, that's how I do it. There we go. That sounds good enough. I'll work on that later. So, after that, I added, I opened this up this morning, and I'm like, I want to work on this a little bit more, and I added these extra 2 sections later. This one is an extra bass line. Meant to give it a little more rock feel. With everything else, it kind of blends in. So it's not really that loud. I would actually not play all of these at once. I would kind of make the song longer, going from instrument to instrument, kind of highlighting each different addition. I added this one just a little bit ago because I thought this one was pretty cool. A constant kind of tone, and it worked a little well. So I haven't actually figured out how I'm going to mix the song yet, and that's usually the last step I do, which is where I actually space out, I space out all the instruments and stuff. Usually I write the song all at once like this, all the parts in one spot, and then I space it out over a longer period of time and then add little bits here and there for her pleasure. So like, what is this one? No. I'm trying to figure out an example I can use to show you how that works. I think this one works. Yeah, like for this one, alright, this one is not the one I wanted to show you. I am so good at this. No. I think it was... What is this? No, I know what that is. Alright, so oh, here we are. This is good. So, like, I wrote this part for the water song I wrote before, I posted before, water level. I wrote this part first. Then, when I did it, I was like, I want to have an intro, so I cut out the heavier parts and made a more ambient intro. So it could have a drum lead in. I didn't do a real drum lead in, I just had to start playing. And then I actually did this part. This part came separately because I had split the song up. I'm like, oh, I could put something else here, you know, make a B section, and this part I wrote after I did the splitting up of the first main theme I wrote. So after I wrote the main theme and I split it up in sections, I'm like, oh, I want this to go somewhere, so I'm like, I'm gonna have it go somewhere. So I basically ended up writing the rest of the song, this section. so it can, you know, loop. And but that's basically what goes into my songwriting. It's not a complex process. It's a process, I'll say, but it's not. I don't think it's a complex process. It's more or less me fiddling around until something sounds good. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna go to 15 minutes with this. So I think because the counter on my video recorder has stopped. Oh, it's okay. All right, it's going by 10 seconds now. All right, so I'll go to 15 minutes with this, and I'll go over like doing a bass line, I guess. I didn't think this video through this far. I just wanted to explain the stuff from that one song I was doing. And so like usually if I'm thinking about doing a song, I'll go in here and I'll be like, what instrument do I want to start it with? Usually I do the bass first, so here are my samples. I have more samples that are coming, and I really want to cut the noise out of these samples too, so I might record them a little later better. There are some samples from my old instrument that I'm missing from losing it in the fire, but I'm working on that too. Usually I'll use a placeholder bass. What is this? What is this here? It's something I'm not using. Usually I'll use a saw wave or a triangle wave as my bass, because I used to do NES writing, so I'll use that as a bass line just as to get it for nostalgia's sake. So I have a saw wave on my page, and let's pick a random spot. I already did a rising thing, so let's do one that's not rising. That's good. So now we need to slow this down because I'm going to do it at about a 90 BPM. Add an echo effector so we can. I use 1.4, 40%. That's good. I'm going to add now a melody instrument. I want to have the bass line there too, so I'm going to use the highlighting function here to show the bass line. I'm going to lower the bass line by 12 notes. That's good. So I can keep them apart. I don't want them on the same octave, it just sounds weird. Okay. There you go. I just wrote a melody and bass line for the song I would do. That didn't take long. Will people like it? I have no idea. It's the internet. So what I would do here is, after this, I would actually work in this. I'm doing this really quickly, and I'm not doing it as long as I usually would. I usually do at least 4 to 6 measures of music. I'm doing it with 2 just for the sake of brevity. So let's add strings. Strings I always add, but I always turn their volumes down to halfway. Oh no, I just added the wrong thing. So let's add strings using my keyboard because I don't feel like clicking this a billion times. I have 4 strings, 1 for bass, 3 for doing the thing. So we're gonna have the bottom string match the bass line because that's normal. Now the other 3 strings, we're going to work with the melody. So we're going to keep the melody in there. So, and which one am I on? I'm highlighting. Okay. Ah, here we go. See, it's usually trial and error for these chords, I swear. That sounds good. So now we have a bit of a song. So let's work on the volume levels for these. As I said, I wanted them lower. The bass line I keep loud, but this is high enough on the bass line that it's not low enough that it affects its volume, so I'm going to put it low too. Panning. Use panning to space your strings out because it's ugly otherwise. I space them about halfway. So the middle string I leave alone, the left and the lower one I'll put to the left. So now let's copy and paste this about 3 times. There we go. And let's add some percussion, why not? We're going to use the Cave Story percussion set because I don't have a percussion set right now that I can use. So there we go. Now that we have that, we'll go to the second measure. There we go. Just add a little tick. I think sometimes the open hat is a little bit too overbearing, I guess. So now we're going to do this again. We're going to take what we have, copy and paste it. Maybe what we're going to do is add something. That's the instrument I want. Barely audible, so I'm gonna have to affect the volume settings a little bit. Let's lower this and this too. Yeah, this isn't coming through as I'd like it to, which is kind of annoying. Let's raise this an octave and maybe that'll punch it through the... Yeah, a little bit. I can hear it a little bit. Alright, so I just have to isolate the note, but that's basically how it works, and I think you get the idea. Which gives me an idea. Aha. So I'm being actually really lazy here and just copying this melody over. I would normally sit here and write another melody, but I don't really have time in the video. I'm already over time, so I'm just going to copy and paste it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this all but we're going to remove the drums from this part, because the way when I had the drums muted, it sounded good. So here we go, in one full go, with the start being at the start. That's not the best, but I mean, this isn't something you rush, and I rushed it, so it suffers, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was good for you. So I will see you guys later. Goodbye.